Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Audi RS3. Huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This RS3 is finished off in Arkona White, and with options, MSRP is just over $73,000. Now this is powered by the 2.5 liter inline 5-cylinder turbo. It's paired to the 7-speed automatic and pumps out 394 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. It's all-wheel drive, weighs in around 3,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in as quick as 3.3 seconds. This particular model also features the dynamic package, so top speed is increased to 180 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 14.5 gallons, and you'll expect to see it 20 miles per gallon in the city, 29 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 103.6 inches. Its overall length is 178.5. It has a width of 72.9 and a height of 55.8 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, there's no significant changes for the 26-year model. The previous model had the facelift, so we have all of those nice updates for this latest generation. Up front, you'll notice the latest badge for Audi there. Along with the forward camera, there's also parking sensors, sensors for distance pacing. You can see that the entire hexagonal grille is finished off in gloss black, and that also works its way to the side trim pieces where there's some more inlets. There's also a dark housing for the LEDs too. And then you'll notice some very crisp lines that come down the hood to give it a great look. And as you saw earlier underneath the hood, the carbon fiber accents is also part of that dynamic package. With that package, this also comes with the carbon ceramic front rotors. You'll notice the red ceramic brakes, and then the two-tone design for the wheels and the summer performance tires are a part of that package too. There's more gloss black for the lower side skirt. It's on the mirrors where there's a camera and a turn signal. It's also on all of the window trim where you'll notice Audi and RS3 in the lower section there. And then this has a sunroof up top. I think it would be neat. I'm not sure if it's an option to get the rest of this black just to blend it in, but you do have the sunroof nonetheless. And then for the side design, it has a great look to it, especially with the lower lines there and that trim accent just behind the front tire. And then in back, there's a small gloss black spoiler, LEDs for the lighting. There's a backup camera, parking sensors, and then the very large inlets for the dual exhaust there, along with some fins right in the middle. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space, you have a release on the key fob or underneath, and this is a small vehicle, but you still have a good bit of space. You can lift up the floor too, where you have a little bit of storage where you can place some smaller items. There's also a 12-volt and a storage bin there, and then even an area you can attach bags, so that way they won't roll around. You can also fold down the back seats. Now, you do have to do that from the back seats themselves, but that will give you, of course, some more interior space. And then this also has proximity door handles, so you can grab all four to lock and unlock it. Where this has Alcantara, there's also that brushed gray trim accent with some ambient lighting, Sonos for the audio, storage down below, and then the Nappa leather seats with a really neat design. So that release is up by the headrest, and you can fold these seats flat, and there's a large opening there to gain access to the back. And then at 5'10", it's pretty spacious for its sizing. You have storage pockets, vents, a temperature adjustment along with some auxiliaries. And then I'm just barely touching the headliner even with a hat on. So again, it's on the smaller side, but I could ride around town if I needed to. If you're not looking for a big vehicle, it's still going to be practical for the times that you need it. You have the armrest and cup holders, and then you have some small windows to help break up this pillar in the back, so it's easier to see. Now up front, you'll notice lock and unlock along with memory seating adjustments. The side mirrors are power folding and heated. There's window controls, the trunk release, and more storage down below. And then this neat design within that suede trim piece. And then there's power operating front seats with RS up top. And then the leg support, which is the only manual adjustment, so you can use that as needed. And then as we hop in, we're greeted with the latest design for the steering wheel. It's a flat top and bottom look, finished in perforated leather. But let's start this up now and take a listen to how it sounds. And coming back to the virtual cockpit now, in order to go through this information, there's controls on the left side of the steering wheel. So you'll notice view, there's also some arrows and up and down that you can go through. So if I push on view right now, you'll notice the entire graphic will change and you have a little bit different of a layout. Now, if I start going left or right, you'll notice in the upper section of the screen, you can see, of course, what will be shown on that left side. And then you can also just click on these buttons to scroll up and down. So now if I push on view, now you'll notice everything is right in the middle. So now we can view all this information this way. So if you want to pull up the navigation, for example, in full screen, you have the option to do that. You can also push on the lower left control, and that will get you into some of this information here. There's also a back arrow as well. So it's pretty configurable, which is nice. There's paddle shifters on both sides with a neat dark gray trim finish. And then you'll notice volume tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands. There's also a favorites icon, so you can pull that up within the infotainment system and set that to your liking. And then underneath, you'll notice 2 red controls. If you push the one on the left, that is how you can get into some of the RS settings. So you have RS individual and performance, and then you can also get into comfort, auto, and dynamic. There's also RS torque for the rear there, so you can adjust the all-wheel drive system and how that power is going to be sent. And then on the right side, this is how you can also change your gauge cluster too. So you'll notice the graphic there with the RS setting. When you put it into individual, you can also customize it too. Now on the left side, you get some storage. There's also headlight adjustments, fog lights, there's 1 air vent, and then you have another one on the right of the steering wheel, and then back to the infotainment system, which is super easy to go through. So you have your home screen here where you can swipe through all of these icons, just depending on what you need to get into. If you go into vehicle, this is how you can get into your RS monitor as well. So you can pull up some of this performance information if you'd like to view all of that. And then you have some others that you can get into, which is nice. There's also shortcuts to get into your music. So you have a few for that, along with your phone when that's paired, and then navigation too. Now underneath that, you'll notice that this has heated seats. There's also some AC adjustments along with fan speed and temperatures. There's defrosters and auto and sync. And then underneath that, there's a shortcut to some of your driver assistance, so you can turn these on and off. There's also a shortcut to parallel parking, the camera system and sensors. There's hazards, traction control, and a shortcut to your drive select, which I already showed. There's also wireless charging with auxiliaries. There's volume tuning and mute for your audio. And then this is how you put it into reverse. So you can bring up the camera system with the top-down view, and then you can go through these various angles, just depending on where you need to see. And then you also have drive. S is how you can use the paddle shifters, and then park's located up front. There's also cup holders, the e-brake with a 12 volt and a little bit of storage. You do get a little bit more in the armrest, and then there's a locking glove box as well. There's garage door buttons up top, dome lights, and then controls for the sunroof. The sunshade is manual, but what's nice about the sunroof and the sunshade is that you can keep this closed with that open. So it is perforated if you want that open air experience, but you want a little bit of shade from the sun. Very neat to see that. And then here's a look at visibility, where it's pretty easy to see over both shoulders. For this smaller vehicle, you have a good bit of glass. As we set up behind the wheel for the Audi RS3, honestly, I don't have much seat time and experience with this car, but if you're new to our channel, my brother and his wife own a 2024 Audi RS3. They've had an A3 and S3, now the RS3, so you can take a look at the RS3 playlist on our channel if you want to see ownership experience, all the modifications that they've done, and just what that car has been like to own for the few years that they've had it. They bought it brand new, so they have quite a lot to share with that model. For me, this is basically my first impressions. I'm not in that vehicle all that often to really experience it. I won't be doing any performance style driving today, so again, you can take a look at some of those videos as well. But I think this is a really great car, just based on their experience. It is on the small side, so putting a car seat in the back, it's a little bit tight for them, so at some point they will have to go to a larger sedan of some kind. But for now, it works for 3 people with the space that they need. So if you're not looking for a big vehicle, it can work for 2 people, maybe 3 people, and it just depends on what you're looking to get out of your vehicle. If you're not packing it full of items, it's definitely going to be a great option to go with. And with this model, it's small, but it's very powerful and performance oriented. So you can change the exhaust note there just with a minor acceleration. It sounds good. I know my brother has compared the sound of this to his Gallardo. It's almost a baby version with the sound of it as far as how the exhaust note sounds for being basically half that engine. It has a good rumble to it. I can definitely hear a little bit of that Lambo sound in there. So it's really neat. It's a fun vehicle. It's so performance oriented. It's quicker than almost some other supercars out there. So for the money, it's small, but you're getting a very performance oriented vehicle that is still somewhat practical with the back seat space. Now, as far as this drives, for the few miles I've put on it, I think it's very comfortable. I have an R8 myself, so it rides very similar, you could say. It's going to be well refined. This bolster support in the seats is definitely super comfortable, so I could see this being both a great daily driver and then having the support when needed to take it on some back roads, take it to the track, and just have a fun driving sedan. So it's really the best of both worlds in terms of just driving it all the time. Having the all-wheel drive system, I believe it is more front-wheel drive biased, but it looks like with the RS settings, you do have some torque for the rear there that you can set up to help with that power differentiation. So that way, just depending on the driving that you're doing, it also seems to do pretty good in the snow too, from what my brother's been able to test with his. And still in the RS performance setting, where you can also configure them, so suspension can go from comfort to sport, and then the steering along with traction control you can easily adjust. But from second gear, here we go. And just with a minor acceleration, that definitely sounds really good. With my brother's experience having a Lamborghini Gallardo, I can see and hear the slight resemblance with that exhaust tone for having about half the engine of his car. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the latest RS3. Based on some comments as well from the reviews my brother's been able to make on the RS3, I know the steering wheel wasn't everyone's favorite. I believe someone with a new S3 bought the previous generation steering wheel and already replaced it in this vehicle. Honestly, for my first impressions, I think it's really easy to go through all of these functions. Obviously, it's a personal preference, but I see no need to change the steering wheel. It feels really nice. The controls are laid out very well. There's not a whole lot, so it's easy to go through, but I think it's a great look, especially with the flat bottom and top design. And then for the rest of my impressions, it drives very nice. I do have the suspension for the RS Performance here currently in sport mode, and you can go to comfort with the adaptable suspension just depending on the driving that you are doing. So it just adds to being a more comfortable daily driver, and you also have some good feedback in the steering wheel. It gets a little bit tighter in sport mode versus comfort there. So those are all great to see. And then as far as headroom goes up front, I have maybe 1.5 inches or 2 of headroom at 5'10", but the seat does move down. So now I'm maybe closer to 2, maybe a little bit more. So for its smaller size, over 6 feet tall, you might be a little bit more crammed, especially for whoever's sitting behind you. But in general, for a smaller vehicle, one that even with parallel parking will make it much easier for city driving, it's definitely a great option to go with and sounds good too. And then with how small it is, it looks like we will be able to make this. So it's actually a pretty wide turning radius for a small vehicle, but it's still going to be very manageable. That is definitely cool. That sounds really good. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Audi RS3. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.